Apart from journalism in the courtroom, it appears that misremembering can be good for you. Experts say inaccurate memories can positively shape our identities and help us set goals for the future. Joining us to explain is WSJ Work Family columnist Sue Shellenbarger. Hi, Sue. So many people believe strongly in the accuracy of their memories, but what does a growing body of research tell us about them?
We're learning that memories are not like a video. What we do is to infer details we can't quite recall. We mistake what we imagined for an actual memory, and we're influenced by what others remember about an event. So our memories are very seldom entirely accurate.
So are all memories simply a creative blend of fact and fiction?
Speaking of those longer in the past, yes, they're mental constructions of facts, inferences, and details that we patch together after the fact.
So is this harmful or helpful? Because it must be harmful in the courtroom where so much weight is given to witness testimony.
Absolutely. In the courtroom, of course, research by Julia Shaw and others has shown this can be disastrous. And in professional work, obviously, you need to remember things accurately. But in terms of constructing our sense of selves, our personal psychology about our autobiography, it can actually be helpful.
So how does misremembering help us shape our identities? Does it help us tell a story about our lives that we view positively?
Exactly. If you think of your past, it would be really hard to construct a sense of self if it were just kind of a blank. What we do is to select memories that we tend to want to cherish. We might fill in the details we can't remember, emphasize the parts that give us a sense of meaning, and that helps us understand who we are.
So that helps us create our identities. How does it help us then set goals for the future?
Fascinating new research shows that the parts of the brain that imagine the future, possible events in the future, are linked to those that remember past events. If we remember past events and how they turned out, we can form more intelligent plans and goals for the future.
Now, are there even advantages to exaggerating those dark experiences in our past, the ones we might rather forget?
And we tend to do that sometimes in order to draw more meaning from them. Research by Dan McAdams at Northwestern University has found that we might think of things as harder than they were and then tell ourselves, I wouldn't be the strong person I am today if I hadn't gone through that.
So it sort of exaggerates our redemptive arc then, in some ways.
We find a redemptive arc, right, in those memories. We were down, we got up, and we triumphed. This is especially common in American culture, where we like to think of ourselves as springing back from hardship and doing better.
Right, that everyone gets a second chance. So, Sue, does it matter who we are telling our stories to?
Absolutely. For children and adults alike, it really matters who you're talking to. If you're speaking to somebody who's obviously not interested, you might forget that memory. You might have a harder time assigning meaning to it, understandably. But if you're talking to someone who really engages with you and helps you draw meaning from it, you're more likely to remember it, and it's more likely to be useful to you in shaping your goals for the future.
It all makes perfect sense to me. Sue Shellenbarger, thank you so much for that.
Thanks, Tanya.